minister gave my mother an ultimatum: if you put your children up for adoption or you go to residential school. Down at the dorm, you were told that, the impression that they gave you, you were nothing, you're only an Eskimo person, you're not going to amount to anything in your life, you're nothing, You had abuse and, mental abuse, physical abuse. And a lot of people went through sexual abuse, but my sexual abuse happened one time, and but no one. I tried to tell people that I was sexually abused, and I tried to tell my mother when I left school that I was, and she never believed me, and no one believed me. You're telling lies, who's going to believe you anyway, right?
My name is Phyllis Webstad. I am Shawetmach from the Stracham, Kenno Creek, Hatchtam, Dog Creek First Nation.
Orange Shirt Day started in 2013. Phyllis Webstad grew up in BC, and she was taken to residential school when she was 6 years old. Before she went to school, her granny saved up money so that she had enough money to get a new outfit for school. Phyllis was so excited, and she picked out her favorite outfit that she could see, and she picked out this really bright, shiny new orange shirt. When she went to school, she was excited to wear her shirt for the first time. She got there and they immediately took it away. They took away everything that she had with her, and she never saw the orange shirt again. And so she always associated that orange shirt and the color orange really with that feeling of not meaning anything to anyone, not belonging, and not a good feeling. So in 2013, she started the Orange Shirt Society, and she started Orange Shirt Day. So every September 30th, we wear orange shirts, both to represent and honor our residential school survivors, and also for all of our children today, and to show that they all matter. The residential school system started in Canada in the 1800s, and they went on much longer than most people know. They ran here in our province. We did have some, most people don't know that, but they ran here in our province until 1980. That was the last one that closed here, and the last one in Canada closed in 1996. The schools were created really to assimilate the Indigenous children and help fit them in with what the people in power at the time wanted Canada to look like. So they were meant to westernize the kids, teach them English, have them find a good job was the idea behind them. But really they were horrible places where they were taken out of their homes, taken out of their communities. There was all kinds of abuse in the schools. They weren't allowed to practice their language or culture. They really had no connections in the schools. And it caused a lot of trauma, a lot of intergenerational trauma as well. And it's affected so many of our Indigenous communities and families that we work with all the time. So the last number of years, we've been asked if we have shirts for sale, and we haven't had our own. We normally use one that someone else has designed, or you can get them online. But this year we really wanted to create something that meant something to our community here at First Light. So we held a contest, and we opened it up to all youth under 12. And we got lots of really great submissions, and it was another point of that education, of educating the kids about what Orange Shirt Day is. And so this year our winner was Dakoda Dicker. She's 12 years old, and she designed the design on our shirt.
The theme was Every Child Matters. I wanted the children to have more traditional styled outfits. If you've seen the picture I drew, you can see the first child is wearing gummets and a silpak. But I've also included a child in a wheelchair. I didn't draw faces on the children because the children could be any child from anywhere. I think it is important for young people to learn about residential schools because it acknowledges what happened to the kids in the residential schools. In order to move forward, we need to talk about it. It's not a good part of history, but it is still part of history. It is also important to hear about the survivors' stories about residential schools.
It can really be a difficult conversation. Residential schools aren't easy to talk about. They're not fun to talk about, but there are lots of resources that exist right now. We actually have a list of resources on our website at firstlightnl.ca. and there's resources for all ages. So we have books that are written for as young as 4 or 5, all the way up to adults. And there's resources there that help kind of take the topic and make it easier to digest. There's also all kinds of stories, videos, and documentaries about people's experiences in residential schools. They can be difficult to watch, but they're made for different age levels, and those are easy as well to access.
Sometimes I feel uncomfortable about talking to us. Even now, I'm 72 years old, and to just sit here and talk to you about all this stuff that went on in my life from 10 years old to now. I've even feel uncomfortable, but it's got to come out.